Good morning, Wilmington. It's sponsored by Newcastle County Government.
Good morning, Wilmington. My name is Vincenza Carrieri-Russo, and we are live. How about the holidays coming up? Christmas is here. But before we get started on some Christmas talk and holiday talk, we have an exciting show for all of you today. We have three incredible guests with us. We have Dave Tiberi, founder of Emergency Response Protocol. So excited to chat with him. We also have Deb Johnson, founder of Imagination Players. Really excited to chat with Deb, as well as Tetra Shockley, my dear friend and winner of the Mrs. Delaware America pageant. We are so excited to chat with all three of them, but before we get started, we just want to touch on a couple of things, that we have to remind everyone during the holidays and the hustle and bustle of traveling, just to be safe as you travel. Christmas is on a Friday, which means everyone's taking an extended weekend, and if you decide you are going to stay home or support your local businesses, make sure that you are patient, kind, and respectful to all of our small business owners, especially the restaurant industry. And I can tell you, being in the restaurant industry, we will be open on Christmas Eve at V&M Bistro, and it is the busiest day of the year for us. So I highly recommend support your local eateries. If you don't plan on dining out, maybe purchase some gift cards. Purchase gift cards, support local, purchase gifts. We're selling cookies. I'm sure there are so many different restaurants that are selling treats, cookies, desserts, food to bring home. We have to support local, which is just so important. A couple of other things to touch on as you are gathering for the holidays. Make sure you are safe. COVID-19 is still relevant and the cases are rising. From what I've been told by a few of my physician friends, please be mindful as you gather. Please be vigilant and wearing masks, washing hands, disinfect your cell phones. I think that's always the most important thing to do, is disinfect your cell phones, and just be smart. Be smart. We're still in this pandemic, and from whatever, every physician that I've spoken with, they keep saying cases are rising. So let's all do our part. If you haven't been vaccinated yet, go get vaccinated. We're all in this together, and again, continue to support local. Support your local businesses. We're all in this as the cases rises. Some people may be afraid to dine out, but we're here to stick together, and we have a great show with all of you today. So before we dive into that, again, Dave Tiberi, founder of the Emergency Response Protocol, Deb Johnson, founder of Imagination Players, and Tetra Shockley, winner of the Mrs. Delaware America pageant. We are so excited to chat with them, so stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
I'm Ty. Sixth president.
I don't know. No, I can't.
I'm not sure.
Can't remember, but I'm gonna take a wild guess. I really forgot the answer though.
I'm really bad at this. Clinton?
No. Oh, wait. That's kind of recent. Clinton? 46, where are we? What's now?
Biden. Bam. You was that. You were.
Oh my God. I wasn't even close.
You was right there. You were
Sorry,
right there.
Joe. Sorry, Joe. My bad.
46.
Yeah.
Clinton? 46th president is Joe Biden.
Bam. My man.
Oh no. Hell no, I cannot.
Okay.
Is it Joe Biden?
President. Yes. Yeah. Biden.
Joe Biden.
Bam. That's what I'm talking about.
Government doesn't make a move without an agenda, some type of plan. The problem is we haven't been on the agenda. Sometimes we're overlooked. Sometimes our interests aren't the interest of those in power. I'm your host, Kerwin Gaines, on DETV's new show, The Agenda. We're going to do our best to ensure that you, Delawareans, are knowledgeable about what's going on in the Assembly. Federal government, local government, it doesn't matter. We're going to do our best to ensure that folks that make the agenda on a daily basis have to answer for it. Let them explain what they're doing. If it affects you, it's on the agenda.
Let DART do the driving. DART First State provides transportation that is clean, safe, reliable, and affordable. Plan your trip and get real-time bus information with the free DART Transit app. Scan your phone to pay your fare with the free DART Pass app. So what are you waiting for? Try transit today. Visit dartfirststate.com or call 1-800-652-DART.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome, Ivan.
I feel so bad.
Ivan is just joining us. You're here.
I'm
Better
here,
late
yeah.
than never. So would you like to share with your viewers what took you so long this morning?
So special shout out to my man D. Reed and my man Dana at the barbershop. You know, I like to get a fresh cut before every show. Today we just had a heck of a conversation, ran over. But see, this is the thing about having an important team, an amazing team, because wherever you lack, they can pick up and just run with it. So Vin, I was watching you on the way here, girl. You did the thing.
Held it down for you.
Right. Naj and team, thanks for running the Audible. But we're here now, and we're here with amazing guests. And this guy, I'm gonna let you bring him in because you know him just as well as I do, and he's freaking awesome.
We are so excited to have Dave Tiberi, founder of Emergency Response Protocol and community leader, influencer. We are so excited to have you. Welcome, Dave.
Well, thanks for having me.
And don't forget the man with the killer jab and the killer hook, Dave Tiberi.
Stay away from bells.
No one ring any bells in here. Okay?
I know it's Christmas time, but we won't hear any bells, all right?
Oh man, how's everything going?
Oh, it's going great. Thank you.
Welcome, man.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Well, this is always exciting. I know that there's a lot going on right now, and of course, I appreciate the marketing of my security company, and we're blessed to have two busy. The last couple of years have been incredible. But as you know, and Ivan, you've known me for years as well, both of you have known me, I love the community work. And so I really want to brag on some of the great things going on in the
Please,
community.
please, we want you to. We want you to tell everything because a lot of people know Dave Tiberi as the boxer, but as the person, the philanthropist, the man who makes things happen behind the scenes. You know, that's what we want to do. We wanted to bring you on so you can brag, we can brag, and we just celebrate you and your accomplishments.
Well, and I have to say that as you know, teams win titles, right? So we're recently we made another announcement. Donate Delaware, since the pandemic hit. Our very first day, my buddy Richard and I and Dr. Bob Andrzejewski, we had a great team. Over 2,000 people have been dedicated to make Delawareans safe. So when Donate Delaware started, literally the pandemic, 2 years ago now, it's amazing that this, in March, when people didn't even know what COVID meant, we got together. My friend called me and said, hey, Dave, this is really scary. He said, you know, there's people at the riverfront right now debating if they should wear a mask or not, if they should have hand sanitizer. So we took it upon ourselves, and we started calling a bunch of people. In Delaware, you can get things done. Senator Nicole Poore stepped up. She connected with Dr. Janice Nevin at Christiana Care. And next thing you know, within 12 days, we were working with every hospital in Delaware, supplying them PPEs. And since then, we've worked with every daycare, nursing home, a public safety community, and we surpassed over 2.2 million PPEs. I say we because Bank of America's given us recently 500,000 more PPEs.
Nice.
Chip Rawls, he's amazing. And I hate mentioning names because then on the other side, Tom Horn at JP Morgan's doing the same type of thing. But the community bought into it. And the community said, if Delaware needs it, we're going to make sure those needs are met. So 3 pharmaceutical companies supply us to this day all the hand sanitizers that we need. And we're still giving that to the community. So we're excited about what's going on with Donate Delaware. And through that, we're also seeing the benefits of, I serve on the state board of the Boys and Girls Club. We serve 36,000 kids at the Boys and Girls Club throughout the state.
Nice.
Out of over 40 clubs. But when we're thinking about the kids that we serve, imagine these kids not having these programs during this pandemic. And also the young families that rely on our daycares. So when I see these type of programs, it's really exciting to see. And there's many more, but these are just 2 that come right to mind immediately that are really making great things happen in Delaware.
That's excellent. You can just tell, Dave, you're just so passionate in everything you're doing for your community. And for all our viewers, and I've known Dave for quite some time, and he is, I would say, famous in the state of Delaware and all around, but so humble and so generous. If I have to make a point that you are a recipient.
Please say that to my wife.
If you're listening, I have to make a point that you are a recipient of quite an honor, the Jefferson Awards, if I'm correct, Multiplying Good. If I remember correctly. I don't remember the specific category, but I know that for those of you who don't know what Multiplying Good through the Jefferson Awards, it's basically considered the Nobel Prize in Community Service in the country, probably in the world, and it's quite an honor, and it just, it's a testament of everything you're doing in the community and continuing to do day in and day out. You're so selfless, you're so generous, and it's impressive that you continue to give back.
Well, Multiplying Good is another great organization, and my challenge, even with my 3 daughters, is how, girls, I know you're not active in nonprofits, you're not active in the community, but that should be as important as your job. Because it is a job. You really need to commit, because if there's issues in our community, like one of my goals right now with all these, the Multiplying Good organization with the Jefferson Awards, I, along with a few thousand people, accept that award because so many people are willing to do something. And the unsung heroes are the ones that are coming out of during the pandemic and knowing they're risking their own lives, and they're dropping hand sanitizer and mask off at the homeless shelters, and also, I mean, that's our heroes. I mean, I did it, but I'm thinking to myself, I said, when you think about the people that just wanted to make sure everybody was safe, and so when they honored Donate Delaware, they really did it for the whole state, because we had all 3 counties very active with this, but it was people that I would have never thought that I could just call, and they said, what do you need?
Right.
So that in Delaware you can do that. If you can't do it in Delaware, you can't do it
at all.
That's right.
Now let me ask you, Dave. At what point, at what time, what event happened that just made your heart go into community?
I think I was probably about 7. I'm one of 14 kids. And I just remember a couple people coming around my house that were willing to help.
Now, you were at Newcastle?
Yeah, grew up in Newcastle. And so my dad was old school Italian. He came from Italy, and he was a hard worker, but we never had much. And so somebody cared, and I remember people, and people don't realize when they're talking, like I could hear people say, look, they shouldn't have that many kids. It's just, and I just remember people. I remember the Boys and Girls Clubs that I would go to Jackson Street, and that was an outlet for my brothers and I. And I just thought, Is
that where you picked up boxing?
Yeah, that was one of the areas we trained. Delaware Park used to have outdoor boxing matches where families could just come and watch. If you were upset with your buddy, you could sign up and actually box your buddy.
Get out.
Men and women would fight each other. Yeah, it was under control, but it was really a neat way, and that was a big help to us because that was our Tuesday night outlet.
Right.
And so I, as a kid, it's a good question, Ivan, because as a kid I was, I just remember the people that had impact in my life, and I'm like, there shouldn't be any reason. And some people feel like I get on steroids with it because I get excited about but you could get so much done here. And it's like one of my visions right now is, we know in Dover, we know in Wilmington, the areas that the crime pockets show us where the problems are. Why aren't we setting shop up? Why don't we as the community leaders come into those communities and making sure they have food bank, making sure they have mental health that they need? I looked at a recent study in Boston. The doctors were doing community studies with the shootings going on. And they said, that how many children are seeing shootings in their own community establish PTSD at a young age?
Right.
And I'm thinking, what are we doing as a community to go in these communities? We don't need to be doing it from binoculars.
Right.
Why aren't we setting shop up in these nice communities? I mean, I was last week had the privilege when Norman Oliver interviewed us. He's so deep in everything that he does, and I just love it because we could get a lot done here.
Yeah.
And so I really believe we got to stop doing it from afar and going in these communities and making an impact.
Nice.
I can just hear your passion. It's so large, and it's so contagious, which I think that's why everyone gravitates toward you, Dave. So just to kind of pull back a little bit, just to talk about emergency response protocol, is there a website or some information that people can find out more about that? Just if you want to share with our viewers.
Well, thank you. I never get to market the company, but my wife is our CEO, so I report to her.
Love that that's the second time we talked about you.
So she got 2 plugs today, Angela. So Angela runs our company. Her father and grandfather were in this industry. So everything that we put in, I call it camera-friendly communities. So we, all through the flats in Wilmington, we put cameras, the town of Elkton, the town of Old Newcastle, and we put cameras in. We want a community effort to work together on the cameras.
Right.
We don't want some 15-year-old kid to get in trouble for something stupid that he did. But at least we want clergy involved and others. So we put systems in. So we do access control and cameras, and we feed over 3,500 cameras into our monitoring center. And we help. We don't call it crime. We help solve this past 4 years over 400 incidents. Those incidents range from 3 murders. Those incidents range from an arsonist. And many of them were just petty type things that we were able to resolve.
Right.
And the community, the apartment complex manager was able to resolve because they knew the child. So if not, that kid could have gotten in trouble. So I build that theme around camera systems as community friendly. So
yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing a security company, right? But I'm also hearing community friendly. Like, we're not here and I see what you're doing. You're putting out the right juju, the right karma, and changing the narrative of what your company and the protocol of the company is, to not just to prevent, but to see an incident and fix it.
That is correct. And so if you have public safety, police, or anything else, then we should be sitting in that community if we see a child doing something wrong with the clergy and others.
Right.
So let's resolve it.
The community,
the
everyone.
community coming together. So that's something we've really. It was early on when I started doing it years ago. My wife and I were laying out our strategies, and we built a monitoring center specifically. We feed 3,500 cameras in.
It's beautiful.
And we see things. But what's nice about it is, like one of our towns, they're using it for their fire trucks and ambulances now, so they can look on their cameras, and if something's happening, they know what streets that they stay away from for the ambulance to get to the hospital. So there's a lot of benefits to what we're doing with daily operations and all. So to me, it's a lot. So even with the business, and my wife says I get the fun jobs because I get to hang out, but she's behind the scenes doing all the paperwork and making sure everything's run properly.
Yeah, I met her. She's awesome.
Yes.
She's awesome. She's awesome.
She keeps me straight.
And their facility, right, is state of the art. It looked like NASA when you walk in there. When I walked in about a couple years ago, I was like, Dave kept saying, "Ivan, you got to see it. Ivan, you got to see it." And I walked in and was like, "Whoa." Like, this is amazing, and again, hats off to you, Dave, man. I've been following you, on LinkedIn for a couple of years now, and I always look up, and there you go, Dave's doing something.
Yes.
Dave and his partner's doing something, and it's always based on freaking community. And again, man, we thank you for everything that you're doing and the person that you are, man.
Well, thank you. I mean, the message to get out to the community is what you're doing in a positive way. And there's too much negative going on out there we don't need to focus on. And so what you're doing by getting the message out of the great things that go on in Wilmington and the state of Delaware is amazing, so thank you.
Of course, and real quick, we just have to mention, congratulations. I was recently reading you were inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Right.
And I believe it was Atlantic City.
Yes, it's the first media interview. I've gotten phone calls. I haven't got back to everybody yet, but it just happened.
Yeah.
So I get the email from the president of the Hall of Fame, and of course in our sport of boxing, it's like the NFL and Conestoga, or in boxing, it's Atlantic City. So it's an area I fought many of my fights.
Yeah.
And when I got the press release, and I was not expecting, to be honest, I was not expecting to see my name, and I saw Lennox Lewis and James Toney and everybody else, and then I was very humbled and honored, and I'm blessed to be able to share a stage with such great people in the industry. But it's also, somebody asked me yesterday, I said it's a platform.
Yeah.
I said because I can get into a door and speak to an at-risk child probably quicker from an image standpoint because of my background and being able to use that sport.
Yes.
That would really maybe get them excited to be able to open their heart to me. So
Love it.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thank
we are
you.
so honored to have you on the
Thank
show.
you.
And again, please, everyone tuning in, Dave Tiberi, founder of Emergency Response Protocol, community leader, influencer, Hall of Fame winner. I mean, just so many, former boxer. You just are incredible.
Thank
we
you.
wish you the best of luck to
Thank
you and
you
your
for having
family
me.
and your wife. And we'll be right back on
Thank you.
DETV.
Good morning, Wilmington. This is Lanny Schweiger from Downtown Visions coming to you with your downtown update. We have a lot of great things happening this month. Blitzen, the holiday pop-up bar, is still happening through Christmas Eve. Wednesday through Saturday, you can enjoy drinks in a festive environment, and it's fun for everybody. If you're interested in how to shop small downtown, you can check out a couple of our initiatives that are going on. We've got 12 Days of Christmas running through December 12th, and that is with various amounts of downtown businesses, including Kavanaugh's Restaurant, Stitch House Brewery, Circa 7, Eat Clean, Lafayette Gallery, and more. Just go on Downtown Wilmington DE on Facebook or wilmingtonmade.com to check out all the deals. Free shipping runs through the end of the year, and you can enjoy free shipping at any of your favorite downtown businesses, including Al's Sporting Goods, Lafayette Gallery, and Poppycock Tattoo. And the last is Chelsea's Tavern has their famous buy one, get one free gift card sale happening on Christmas Eve. It's something you don't want to miss, so mark it on your calendar.
This message is brought to you by Newcastle County Government.
The speed at which the vaccine has come about has given a few folks pause. But when you're losing 500,000 lives in a span of 6 to 8 months, you must respond quickly. The good news is the technology, the messenger RNA vaccination, is 30 years old. It's been in the lab waiting for the opportunity to take place. Now, most vaccines have taken years to perfect, but you weren't in the kind of crisis that we're in right now. I mean, this is the largest pandemic in 100 years. So you've got to respond quickly because it's responding quickly. And that's the misperception. It's old technology applied in a very new way for something that was deadly and continues to be.
As soon as I got here, I just felt the warm embrace of the community, man. Like, what y'all got going on is wonderful. And no wonder y'all called the work group, because y'all putting that work in. For real, seriously, y'all getting the work done.
We are committed to creating the best Riverside we can with the community, for the community.
Welcome back, everyone. We have Deb Johnson here, founder of Imagination Players, a nonprofit organization made of children ages 7 to 18 who uses song and dance to bring positivity to the community.
Another beautiful soul.
Yes.
We should change the name to from Good Morning Wilmington to just other souls, just beautiful souls, man. Another beautiful person doing beautiful things. Welcome,
yes.
Dad. Welcome, welcome,
Thank you for having me, and thank you for making me follow Dave Tiberi.
Well,
He's always been like that.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, I was president of the Delaware City JCs, and he was very active in the JC area as well. A lot of community service, so.
Yeah, it's just gushing out of him.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of community service, talk to me about the imagination players. I was going to say Ohio
They're kind of
players.
they were kind of imaginary for the last 18 months or so, but we just resumed our activities and then had to stop again, so recently. But in 2007, I was doing a lot of children's theater with Delaware Children's Theater and the Wilmington Drama League, and I would always see these poor kids who would get together for 3 months, and they were from different schools and different ages, and they would do a show together, and then when it would end, this was before Snapchat and Instagram and you know all of that, they would just be devastated because you know they had formed something so beautiful together, and then they had to leave. So I thought, well, why can't we do something year round?
Right.
And I grew up with an organization that would come into town every so often called Up With People, and my kids do not know what Up With People was, but it was a nationwide organization of young adults that would sing and dance, and they would go to different towns and they would do community service while they were in the towns, and there was just something about that I loved. So when I decided to start this group in 2007 with 28 hand-picked kids, I knew that I wanted community service to be a part of it. It wasn't about the spotlight, and any kid that comes in who's looking for the spotlight finds out real quickly that that's not what it's about.
Right.
Our catchphrase is imagine harmony, but harmony to me is about so much more than just music. And it's grown into something that I could have never imagined. I mean, I've gone through a lot of kids in almost 15 years, and it's just really beautiful when you watch the kids who come in as 7-year-olds. By the time they're 14, they're the ones teaching. My older kids are the ones who teach the choreography. They teach the music. They help, you know, guide the kids when we go on goodwill tours into nursing homes, veteran centers, preschools, hospitals. We've done, you know, when we go into like an Alzheimer's unit, it's my older kids that get with the younger kids and they buddy up with them to try to teach them, you know, okay, it's okay.
Right.
It's okay if while you're singing, if they make noises, it's because they like it.
Right.
And we've gone to a lot of young adult recreational centers that for folks with special needs, and a lot of them are nonverbal.
Right.
So the kids learning that while they're singing, when they hear screams and squeals, and they understand that they've, you know, that they've made a difference.
Yeah.
We went into one of our goodwill tours. It was the very first time at CERTS in Newark, and there was a young man who was in a stand-up walker, and he was nonverbal, and he kept, every time the kids were singing, he kept moving towards them, and the aides kept pulling him back. But I noticed that they were like crying, and I didn't understand why they were crying. And when we got back on the bus, one of the aides came running out and said, I just have to tell you how much you did today. And the kids were like, and she said, we have put him in that stand-up walker trying to get him to move.
Wow.
Every single time he's here, and he never moves. He never moves, he's nonverbal. Today was the first time, and he just gravitated towards them.
See, it
it was such a special moment.
And it just goes to show how much of an impact the organization is making, and anybody that is volunteering.
I
that's
hope
a part of
so.
the
I mean, I know I
organization.
have kids that are now in college or have graduated college that have gone on because of a collaborative we've done. When we visited CERTS, we also do a collaborative with, it's now called Artworks for All. It used to be Very Special Arts Delaware, or VSA Delaware, where every year we would do a collaborative musical with this group of young adults, some in wheelchairs, some nonverbal, some autistic, and the kids act as mentors basically for performance to show how much performing means.
Right.
I mean, whether you're doing it, or for your audience, whether you're the performer or you're the audience member.
I'm such a huge advocate for the performing arts. I grew up in the performing arts as a dancer. I studied ballet, tap, jazz, hip hop, but also theater. And I took vocal lessons, and the importance of learning those skills. And then when you actually apply those skills, it's a win-win. It's so rewarding to develop the skills, and then when you have the ability to perform, whether it's dancing or singing, to your audience, it's so rewarding and so healthy for your mental state. So when I read about the Imagination Players, I saw the benefits of what it does for children 17 to 18. Those are the developmental years of their lives, and there's many distractions with social media and technology, and yes, that's great and all, but there's nothing like the performing arts, singing and dancing. I'm such a believer in how beneficial it is and what you're doing. Now, just before we run out of time, I want to make sure that we touch on how can someone be a part of the Imagination Players. Tell us a little bit about how they can be involved or be a part of it.
Normally, every January, we have an open audition to fill some spots left by those who graduated out or have left for other interests or whatever. 2020, we did not have those auditions, or at the beginning of 2021. And we technically have them scheduled for January 8th, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. I'm hoping to bring in some of the younger siblings who are now old enough to be a part of it. Possibly in early spring, if things are better, we might still hold an open audition, because I would like to bring some new kids into the group, because we haven't done that in 2 years.
Is there a website?
Imaginationplayers.com.
Okay, and any social media platforms?
And we are very big on Facebook.
Excellent.
That's where more of our current, our website is fairly generic. It has all the information you would need, but it also leads you to the Facebook page.
You know, one thing I love, Vin, is the fact, okay, I get the music, I get the harmony, but I don't want to say but, the lives that are being changed on the other end. The kids are great, love what they're doing with the kids, but the people that, like you said, the seniors, like we usually forget about our seniors, right?
Our seniors are really important, and I never realized how much music affects those with Alzheimer's.
Yes.
I've seen it so many times when we go into an Alzheimer's unit. And then a few years ago, it was probably 6 or 7 years ago, we added a veterans program to our, and now we do so many veterans things. And to watch my kids get it for the first time, the new kids that come into the group, or when we were preparing, we do a military salute, which is all 5 branch anthems and a medley.
Wow.
And I kept telling the kids in rehearsal, you got to stand up straight. You've got to get your hands out of your pockets. You got to do this with respect. And they're like, oh yeah, I know you keep saying that. And it was like, you don't understand.
Right.
And our very first Veterans Day Goodwill tour, we were at Summerford House in Newark, and we were performing in a big living room area. And we started that military salute, which there's narration, which says, if you hear your branch anthem, please raise your hand, stand, or sing along, because knowing that some of them can't stand.
Yeah.
There was a gentleman on a sofa with a walker in front of him, and I don't know how old he was, but he was really old. And he heard that Army anthem start, and it took every ounce of his being to get up, and then I saw the light bulbs go off over my kids' heads, and then I saw some of them just
emotional.
It was so emotional. And now it's like when the new kids come in and they do their first veterans concert, I see it every single time. And we've gone on to raise money to provide the POWMIA chairs of honor for 3 different locations. We've done a whole bunch of work with Wreaths Across America at the Delaware Veterans Cemetery. We really enjoyed doing that. But we've been out a lot of times where we've gone to say thank you or hand a card and have a veteran say, especially Vietnam veterans say, nobody's ever said thank you to me before.
Wow.
And it was like, okay, there's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
And my kids know that now. And the very first time we performed at a POWMIA chair event, it wasn't one that we had supplied. When we left, the kids were like, what was that? What does POWMIA mean?
Right.
And it didn't occur to me that they don't know that.
Right.
I grew up in the 70s.
Right.
It was you know,
Yeah.
part of the vernacular. And so sitting and talking to them about, you know, those who didn't come back, but has been, and they have taken such an interest in it.
Right.
And so the veteran things are really important for us too.
Nice. I love it. I love it.
So
Yes,
hopefully we can just get back to normal at some point.
I know, we hope so too, especially for, you know, these kids. I feel like this organization is just so important for them. I mean, yes, like going back to touching on the, you know, yes, we all love technology and we're all guilty of it, but there's nothing like that in-person interaction. And being able to come together, perform for a live audience, to experience that. Not only is it confidence building, it boosts their self-esteem, but it's also rewarding and it's uplifting and it's positive. So there's so many positivities that come out from coming together, gathering and performing. So I really do hope that in the future things will get a little bit better. It seems a little rocky,
It's a little rocky right now. We did get
better.
to have our Christmas this year,
There we go.
but after 2 concerts we had to cancel the rest of it because after the first indoor concert that we did, we had a spike in cases.
Yeah.
So I just felt like, okay, all right.
Well, you're being safe. You're being
We're being
cautious,
safe,
and that's what's
and
important.
That's all that matters
I was
right
grateful,
now.
you know, it was like, okay, they're singing through masks, but I don't care. We're together, we're singing, and people were enjoying it. But when it came down to it, when all of the spikes started again, I was just like, I'm sorry, guys. You know, at least we had that part of the season. So.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Deb, we appreciate you coming on the show.
Thanks for
Thank you
having
so
me.
much for everything that you're doing in the community. Everyone, Deb Johnson, the founder of Imagination Players. Check it out. Follow on Facebook. That's where they're most active.
And donate.
Yes.
Donate.
There is a donation. There is a donation on the website, on our website.
Yeah, we don't want to forget that. Make sure you donate. Your money helps her help.
It helps
others.
us get buses to go like downstate to the Delaware Veterans Home, which is one of our favorite places.
Nice, nice. Make sure you donate.
Yes, and
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
How would I describe DETV? DETV is a group of us who are just doing what we love to do best, and that's bringing Delawareans the news that's been missing for far too long in TV news.
DETV to me is a bunch of hardworking professionals that come in and day out to provide the best content, the best programming that we can provide because we care about this state and the viewers and the residents, our neighbors, our communities, our families, our friends. And we want to just provide them with the best content possible, and we're so privileged to be able to do so.
I would describe DETV as a powder keg. Energy undefined.
DETV has been Delaware's premium provider of creative digital and broadcasting solutions that bridges communities and connects people. We create great stories for all audiences. We deliver independent news throughout Delaware. We are digital platform innovators. And we develop marketing and sales solutions so you can stay connected to your audience. Now, why do we do what we do here on DETV? We do it because we care. So, keep watching and follow us on all of our social media platforms. Remember, DETV, online, on air, on time.
Welcome back, everyone. The show's not over. It keeps
This is-
getting better
That's
and better.
right, that's
Well,
right.
I'm super excited to introduce our next guest. Our next guest is Tetra Shockley, the winner of Mrs. Delaware America Pageant for 2021. We have the queen in the house.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me and having me this morning.
Oh, it is our pleasure, Tetra. So I have to just update Ivan real quick.
Okay.
Ivan, I've had the opportunity to know this incredible woman for almost 7 years. So
Okay.
when I tell you I adore her,
Okay.
I look up to her, I admire her. I'm sorry, I know you're standing right here, but I had to update her real quick because she is not only a community leader,
Okay.
but also a mom, a wife to a beautiful family.
Nice.
I love how she's so open about her relationship with God, and it's really empowering.
Nice.
It's inspiring, but also just a beauty queen.
A beauty queen.
Oh, yes.
Delaware's own.
Oh, yeah.
Let's start there. Delaware's own.
Yeah, so Tetra, tell us a little bit about the Mrs. Delaware America pageant.
Yes, so, my favorite part of the pageant is that I'm a 2-time winner.
Wow.
So I am the first person in history to have held the title of Mrs. Delaware America.
Okay.
The first time I held the title was in 2016, but I've grown so much since then. So I thought, let's give this another chance and get back in the community and serve in that way. But it's a very empowering pageant. It's not just a pageant, it's a sisterhood, it's a family. And it's really about just building women, promoting community, supporting each other's platforms, and really just being there for each other and building connections.
Yes, and it's so true that she has made history. I know that. I know so much about this woman. It's wonderful. But I've witnessed her journey. I've witnessed everything that you've gone through. I was there to witness her compete for the first time in the Mrs. Pageant. And then the second time, when she won, I actually emceed the pageant.
Okay.
So, full circle, I witnessed her win it again.
Was it hard for you the second time to come back?
It was. It's a really humbling thing too, because for people who know that you've held the title before, there could be some pressure, you're coming back, are you going to win it again? But it's very humbling because you're putting yourself out there knowing that there's a chance that maybe you don't win again, right? So it is harder the second time just because of the pressure, but I knew my why. And so if you have a why, it really doesn't matter what obstacles or pressure or what other people may think, you just press through and you work hard to fulfill your goal.
Wow.
Wow, see, she's already on it.
It's a lot of hard work.
It is a lot of hard work.
Oh my gosh.
So I know that you are very much involved in your community. So share with our viewers a little bit about your family, your career, and what do you do? She's an attorney.
I am an attorney.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, first, I have to talk about all things Shockley. So that's what I call my family. They are my pride and joy. The most important thing that I have going for me is my husband of 16 years, Jerome, and my 14-year-old daughter, Tiara, and my 10-year-old son, Jaden. They are my absolute favorite thing, and everything I do is for them and about them. And if it's going to compromise them, I will not do it.
Dang!
So
did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear? That's a show. Like, everything's Shockley. She's serious
I'm
about it.
very serious about my family. That is after God, of course,
that is the
premier thing in my life. But yes, I am also an attorney. I practice family law and personal injury at Benton Lynn Law in Dover.
Nice.
I've been an attorney for 9 years now. That's one of my most prized things too. I'm the only person in my family to have a doctorate degree. So I had to work very hard for that as well.
Nice.
Just so impressive. Day in and day out, you continue to inspire and motivate me. I always say to everyone that has the opportunity to meet Tetra Shockley is that you will be very fortunate and lucky if you are in her presence.
Wow.
Because she just has so much to offer, so much to offer the community and your energy alone and what you give. And so tell us a little bit about the Mrs. America pageant. So I know that Tetra won her state title and she went off to compete at the Mrs. pageant, which is the national competition in Las Vegas.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that experience.
It was so fun. My favorite thing about pageantry is the ladies. I love just meeting and connecting with the ladies. This particular pageant was special to me because, I competed this time simply because God told me to.
Okay.
And the platform that he gave me is called You Are the Crown. And it comes out of Isaiah 62:3, which says that you shall be the crown in the hand of God and the royal diadem in the hand of your Lord. And so what that ministered to me and what I minister to other women is that we're not chasing a crown. We're not chasing materialistic things, but instead know that there's something of value in you that God is going to use to inspire the world. And so going to Mrs. America and meeting women literally from all over the country, and every state plus DC is represented there. So I was able to impart that in a lady from all over the world, and that was my goal, and so that's what I did.
Wow.
Wow, wow. See, what did I tell you?
No, you never steered me wrong on this one. So is it, I got so many questions, right? We got a limited time. The young girls of color, black girls, brown girls, like, what do they say when they meet you? You know what I mean? When they see a tall woman, natural hair, they're like, no, I won. And and this is why and you can be that too.
Yes.
What is your message? What do they say? And what is your message to them?
Honestly, I don't really hear a lot. It's what I see.
Okay.
You know, it's what I see in their eyes.
Yes, yes.
It's the first, right? Wait a minute here. And then it's the I can too.
Okay.
And what I'm so happy to see is that from the time when I competed for Mrs. Delaware America in 2016, I competed with naturally curly hair. And I was terrified to do that because if you go back at that particular time, it was not
Wasn't a thing.
popular.
Right.
People are doing it more now.
Right.
And so you feel more confident and more comfortable because you see black women winning with all types of natural hair, well, any hairstyle, because we can wear our hair however we want.
Right.
And we're beautiful regardless. But in 2016, it wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
And I was terrified, but it was something I was willing to win or lose by.
Okay.
Because I have a daughter.
Okay.
And I say to her, I won't let her straighten her hair. I won't let her put a relaxer in her hair because I say, God has your hair coming out of your head that way for a reason, and it's beautiful. And how hypocritical it would have been if I would have competed with straight hair when I've told her how beautiful her curly hair is.
Right.
So it's more what I see in the faces of young black girls more than what they actually say.
Yeah.
I remember my daughter that we had I want to say about 2016. My daughter woke up one morning and she was like, Dad, I don't like my hair. And I got on Facebook quick, was like, Black moms help, right?
Yes.
And we went to, it was alive, and they kept telling her, like, your hair is beautiful, your hair is this, because that's in a black woman's identity.
Yes,
it's
it
her
is.
hair.
It is.
And after that, like now she wakes up and it's a song, I love my hair. And it's just, so, you know, and I'm gonna make sure my daughter sees this so she can see, like, no, you can have curly hair.
Yes.
You can have, you know, dreadlocks. You can have
whatever
you
do.
want.
And you can wear it
and
straight
you can
too.
be Mrs. Delaware.
That's right. But you can wear it straight too.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with relaxers if that's what you want
Right.
to do.
Right.
The problem is if you do it to conform.
There you go.
That's what I have an issue with.
There you go. There you
Yes,
go.
the year that Tetra showed up to the Mrs. Delaware pageant with her natural hair, it was so inspiring. It really was. But the confidence that she portrayed, because there was that hesitant, you know, you were a little hesitant.
Yes.
I remember the hesitancy of doing it. But I was so proud of you that you did do it.
Thank you.
And you did not let anyone get in the way, and she won. She won.
She won.
And it was admirable. It was so incredible that you continue to inspire not just me, your daughter, your family, so many individuals, but you set the bar so high. And I think that's what's important. You continue to break barriers. You continue to stand up for what is right and what you believe in, and you don't let anybody change that. I remember when she went off to the Mrs. America pageant, her tradition is to go live. Am I correct?
It is.
I remember. It's really, really a great video. She goes live in the airport. Right. She goes live in the airport, and no makeup. I believe no makeup. And she's just telling you the whole experience, and she gets so many followers.
Yeah.
Because people want to see that. They want to see the authentic you, and you
Yes.
give that
Yeah.
all the time. And I
Thank
think
you.
that's why you won again.
Yes, ma'am.
You said again.
Yeah, again.
Keyword again.
Again.
Right. Love it.
So what's next? Tell us, tell our viewers what's next for Tetra Shockley. And I know that you are still continuing to be Mrs. Delaware America up until about spring. That's when the state pageant will happen, and she will crown her successor. But what's next for Tetra?
Yeah. Well, the pageant is on May 8th. That's Mother's Day, and so that's how I'll be celebrating Mother's Day, is to crown the next Mrs. Delaware America, which I'm excited to do. But in the meantime, and even after then, I'll be promoting You Are the Crown.
Nice.
That really is my life's mission and purpose, is to really spread that message, to empower women and to encourage them to just look inside yourself. Everything you need is there. There's nothing external that can add value to you. So that's really what's next, is just promoting that brand.
I love it.
So before we get out of here, I want you to look at that camera, promote your brand, and give a message to the women that you want the message to go to.
Yes, I want the message to go to all women of every color, every age, every ethnicity, no matter your background, that God loves you. He made you unique. He made you on purpose for a purpose. Tap into that purpose. No matter what, against all odds, it is possible, because you are the crown.
Love it.
Give them
Love
a
it.
website.
Yes.
Give them a website.
Yes.
Give them a
Website, we can get involved,
Yes.
social media,
so
all that.
Go to America Pageant, PA for Pennsylvania, DE for Delaware.com. You can get more information about the pageant there. You can find me at bentonlinlaw.com for my attorney services, and then follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Tetra Shockley.
And that was family law?
Yes, family law and personal injury.
And personal injury.
Yes, sir.
There you have it.
Yes.
I'm happy. I'm happy. Shoot. Young girls of color get to see another role model, and women that are going to be the next Miss Delaware or audition for next Delaware. Mrs. Delaware, excuse me. They get to see.
Yes.
Greatness.
Yes.
Amen.
Tetra, thank you so much for being on the
Thank you
show.
again
It
for
is always a
having me.
pleasure to be in your presence. We wish you so much luck on your next chapter, and good luck, and my best to your family.
And make sure we know, because we want to brag about you.
Okay.
We want to tell everybody.
Have me back.
Yes, most definitely. Because we might, you and Vincenzo can do your show, right. Look, she's like, yeah. That's a whole nother show. We done made 2 shows today. Everything Shockley and Pageant Walk.
I love it.
We'll be right back. You're watching DETV.
My name is Alicia Cooper Wells, and I am an independent broker owner. We provide all of your financial needs, from mortgages to insurance. We felt like the industry was missing diversity and inclusion, so what better way to fix it than to do it ourselves?
Hi, my name is Diamond Wells, and I am WIG, Wells Insurance Group. We offer access to over 20 different carriers.
Today, we wanted to provide you with 3 tips on how you can save on both your mortgage and insurance needs. Tip 1, good credit. We definitely know that there can be inaccurate information out there about you, so we suggest you visit
Another amazing day here at the DETV studios here on the Plaza. Vin.
Yes.
Come on, talk to him.
We're always so excited to
Yes.
start the show. I mean, the guests that we have on the show are incredible. I get so excited when I get to meet them. When they walk in, I am so eager to talk to them, and I'm like, wait, hold it, let's save it for the show, because our viewers deserve to hear what they have to talk about, what they believe in, and what they're doing in our community. It's incredible.
So we had Mrs. Delaware.
Yep. Tetra Shockley.
We had Dave Tiberi.
Founder of Emergency Response Protocol.
Right, and we had Deb
Johnson.
Deb Johnson.
Founder of the Imagination Players, and they really provided us some great information, and it's always fun talking to Dave.
This was a good inspirational show today, and I love it. The energy, the juju, everything was great. I enjoyed it, and thanks to you for doing what you do. That girl picked up the ball. I was running late. That girl was like, "Give it to me. I'll be Kobe." I'm gonna score 50 today. So the show is really touching today.
You know what, Ivan? If the roles were reversed, I know you would hold it down for me.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And that's what it was my turn to step up, and I did that for you because I know that you would do that for me, because it's a team. Teamwork makes the dream work.
What's your let me ask you, what was your takeaway today?
Oh gosh. That the performing arts, dancing and singing is so impactful. Just talking with Deb Johnson and how she said how much of an impact she's doing in the community with the children. I mean, not only is it impacting the kids, 7 to 18 years old, but also the individuals they're performing to, like the elderly, the nursing homes, the veterans. Oh gosh, it's so important. We can't forget about our veterans. So important. So I feel that the performing arts is still so relevant, and it is taking a hit during this pandemic because we cannot gather. We cannot have a big live audience. I mean, I'm sure you're hearing in the news the cases are rising, COVID-19 cases are rising during the holidays, and they stopped Broadway.
Yeah.
And that's never a good sign.
Yeah.
That's never a good sign. That really concerns me, and I hate to see that, but it's the cruel reality of this pandemic, which means that the small businesses and restaurants are going to take a hit as well, and that concerns me, being in the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
So what I'm advising everyone to do is be vigilant, stay safe, wash your hands, wear your mask, but more importantly, support your local businesses. I cannot stress this enough, and you'll see me reiterate this every single time, that we're not at the end. We need your support.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. We're going into the variant, right? Again, variant number 2. How can we support small businesses? You know, gift cards?
Yes. Oh gosh, gift cards. Gift cards are great, and it's safe. So if you're still hesitant about dining into any restaurant, go purchase a gift card. Get takeout.
Right.
There's a lot of restaurants that are still doing lucrative takeout businesses and need the support just to stay open. With the staffing shortage that's happening across the board, not just our dining restaurants, but also small businesses, we need the help in any which way. You know, we can get it. And if you're looking for employment, V&M Bistro is hiring. So please come on, come on down. You can email us, DM us. We're always, looking for employment or career opportunities, but there are many other small businesses that are also looking for that staff. So
and
go for it.
speaking of COVID, DETV is sponsoring a vaccination event. When is that? The 27th. That is the and it's the Wilmo Circus, right? Rock Circus. Wilmo Rock Circus at Theater Inn on the 27th vaccination event. There's going to be some amazing bands there, some amazing musicians. Joe Trainer's going to be there doing his amazing thing. So you don't want to miss that. Make sure you come get vaccinated. If you already vaccinated, bring someone that's not vaccinated. If they're not vaccinated, bring them again. Just keep on bringing them, because we want to make sure that we get a hold on this. You know what I mean? It's time. I got my booster like 2 weeks ago.
How did you feel?
What'd you say? Oh, starting at age 5. Let's make that known. Bring your kids too. Let me see. Madison got vaccinated about 3 weeks ago. I got my booster about 2 weeks ago. But it's still not going to stop me from wearing a mask and washing my hands. We went to the Eagles game last night.
How was it?
It was great, but it was so scary because a lot of people didn't have a mask on. You know what I mean? And and all I'm doing is sitting there like, where's your mask? Where's your mask? Where's your mask? You know, we can't let up. It's not the time to let up right now.
And you have to do what's best for you. I always like to say, do what's best for you. If you don't feel comfortable going out, don't go out.
Right.
But if you do feel comfortable, be smart about your choices, and just stay safe, especially around the holidays. And if you're traveling this weekend around Christmas, please be safe while traveling. If you're dining at any restaurants, be kind, be respectful, and patient. If you're coming to V&M Bistro this Friday,
wear your mask.
No. Be respectful.
Oh, be respectful.
Be kind and be patient. Trust me, we're all socially distant, so we're spaced out. You'll be safe. But we like to thank our sponsors, more importantly, Newcastle County Government, DART Transit. You know that the sponsors are everything of this show. If you're interested in sponsoring, please contact us. Also, if you want to follow us on all social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And share.
Dang,
we talk about it all the time. Share, right?
You be rocking that now, girl.
It's so important.
You rocking that. So thank you all for watching. Who we got up next? Ruben?
Ruben, yes.
Ruben up next. Indian cuisine. Check it out here on DETV. You're going to love it. You're going to love us because guess what? You got to watch us. This is it. You got to watch us. DETV. Ms. Vincenza and your main man, Big Eye.